And welcome everyone to the Codo Bach Pitstop. Once again, everyone, Matt Lauterbach here, and of course, joined by decked out in Chicago Blackhawks gear because it is opening night for the NHL.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is your co-host of the Codo Bach Pit Stop, Patrick Codo. Matt, we were racing in Talladega this weekend.
Yes,
Just
it's
hearing
Dega.
that, just one word, just the word Talladega means here we fucking go. Some chaos is coming.
Well, we had a lot of chaos out there this weekend. We had plenty of chaos, plenty of wrecked cars, plenty of hurt feelings, and plenty of shakeups in the playoff standings. So, Pat, let's get right into it. Let's start off with our paint scheme of the week. You go first.
Well, I'm going to start off with an honorable mention. We're going to show some love to Ross Chastain's Busch Light car. Again, Trackhouse Racing has hit all paint schemes on the head this year, but
Yes.
no, the main paint scheme. And literally, this should be the only good paint scheme this weekend. Ryan Preece's Ricky Bobby Wonder Bread car.
Oh God, I that was going to be my honorable mention there because I have a great paint scheme lined up. That's Ryan Priest was going full Will Ferrell, Cal Non, or not Cal Non, but full Ricky Bobby mode leading up to Dega this weekend. So it it was a thing of beauty, Pat.
Ricky Bobby.
Jesus God, Ricky fucking Bobby. I'm Ricky Bobby. If you don't chew Big Red Gum, then fuck you.
Then fuck you.
I loved it. I love seeing all the Stuart Haas posts on Instagram of Ryan Priest getting
Oh,
splashed with water just like he did in the movie.
yep.
Ryan Priest, I hope you get back into Cup Series sometime soon because you are a treasure.
But what was your main paint scheme from this weekend? You cut off. I don't know if you said it.
My paint scheme of the week is the other Trackhouse game. Unfortunately, it didn't run up front for most of the race, as we will talk about very soon, but he at least rocked a badass paint scheme. Daniel Suarez's Mi Amigos Tootsie Lounge number 99 car. He's driven that car a couple times, but it was redone in a different paint scheme. That was a thing of beauty.
That scheme definitely got a lot of mixed reviews this weekend. I mean, I thought it looked cool.
I liked it.
Maybe you could have done maybe the black and purple
He could have done the black and
or
purple, but I liked it. I thought it was a nice little redesign of that
yeah.
sponsored car. I definitely
Yeah,
liked
no,
it.
the
Yeah.
Tootsie schemes never disappoint.
No, they never disappoint.
Yeah,
And
like I said, 2311 and Trackhouse Racing have the best paint schemes. They're the teams with the paint schemes of the year.
yeah, they really are. It's just too bad that both of the Trackhouse paint schemes really weren't able to see the end of the race for the most part because it was a rough day for them and for a lot of other teams, as we'll get into in just a second. But Pat, we really didn't have a whole lot of silly season news. For once, it was quiet in the silly season world of NASCAR. No major free agent shuffles. Drivers weren't really going much of anywhere, but we did have some more reactions to NASCAR's imminent lawsuit at the hands of 2311 and Front Row Motorsports. More team owners came out and shared some of their thoughts and concerns, as well as some people's backings with the lawsuit. Most notably, one of them who came out and said something was Richard Childress, who we have said a lot about on this show recently. We've said a lot about RCR and some of the things that have gone on there. But Richard Childress said something that I actually agreed with. Probably the thing that I feel I've agreed with him the most in a while. He was asked by Bob Hockris on Friday about what happened when NASCAR came to him about signing the charter agreement. And Richard Childress said, quote, 6:37 is when it came in, and we had to sign it by 12 or we lose our charters. I didn't have a choice because we had to sign. I got over 400 employees, OEM and contracts with sponsors, and I got to take care of my team. So, Pat, this really just shows you how much of a hold NASCAR had over their teams, in my opinion. Like, Richard Childress, I don't like him personally as a team owner, especially with some of the stuff he's done, but you really got to side with him in this case.
Well, you know, a lot of people, and we talked about this a lot last week, but you know, people are going to want to put their foots down about this shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're
definitely.
not they're not happy. It's like NASCAR is they're trying to find a way to take all their money, is what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
Yes. And how, again, NASCAR wants to grow. They want to expand outwards and they want to try and build more towards prosperity. How are you going to
Which
do
I
that?
which I get. I get it. I totally get that. Definitely want to, build on it, but
Yeah.
this ain't a good look.
No, this ain't a good look here by stripping money from the other teams and taking away the growth for potential other teams who want to go full-time cup racing at NASCAR's highest level. It's not a good look for them at all. And more team owners are coming out about it. Rick Hendrick, I believe, came out with a quote about it. Some other teams have came out, and a lot of people have been putting their thoughts and opinions. One person, no, I don't remember the name, but they basically said it's kind of ironic when Michael Jordan, the guy who NASCAR brought in to bring in more attention and people for the sport, is the one suing them for taking away the chance for the sport to grow. It's really ironic right there.
Everything's just so ironic about NASCAR. And I applaud Jordan for what he said. I applied for what everyone said about this bullshit.
Yeah. So really, that's the latest that we have on this charter suing right now. The
It
hilarious,
is far from over, too. It's far from over.
it is far from over. This is just the beginning, but a lot of people, current and former people within NASCAR, have said their thoughts. One that I saw today that was really fun. I don't know if you remember Jeremy Mayfield, uh, raced more than 15 years ago in NASCAR before he got indefinitely suspended for performance enhancing drugs for a banned substance.
Name
Mayfield
rings a bell.
Mayfield, that was a lot of controversy with him and the France family who runs NASCAR. Jeremy Mayfield basically tweeted today. He said, "So, Denny Hamlin, can you get me in touch with your lawyers who are representing you in this case?" Yes, Jeremy Mayfield kind of got screwed over out of NASCAR in a way if you look at what happened with it. Look it up. It was a long time ago, but it was a
Yeah,
major
no,
scandal. It was a major scandal that happened back 15 years ago in NASCAR. It was not a good look for the sport as well.
gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, that was definitely interesting. But Pat, that's really all that we have. Let's jump right into the carnage and chaos at Dega. Full week.
Shake it, bake, baby. Shake it, fucking bake. Let's just start it off there.
Yeah, let's just start it off right fucking there. We had racing all weekend long, starting off Friday afternoon. First time we've had a Friday afternoon race at Talladega in the fall. It was the Truck Series race, normally run on a Saturday. That one was a lot of fun to watch. This was the first race in the round of 10, and we saw a driver who almost won the championship last year, really start to make his way up towards the end. And it came down to Grant Enfinger, the hometown hero, driving that number 9 truck for CR7 Racing. And Grant fucking Enfinger manages to do the unthinkable, and win at Talladega. And he is locked into the next round of the Truck Series playoffs. This was tremendous for Enfinger.
Well, not only that, too, it puts him as a lock for the championship four right now.
Yeah, he is a lock for the championship four. It came down between him and Taylor Gray. There were cars going all over the place on the last lap. There, literally the whole field wrecked behind them. A whole bunch of trucks got taken out. Tyler Ankrum. Looks like Lawless Allen, Stephen Parsons. Oh my goodness, so many trucks got wiped out in that accident. But Grant Enfinger managed to hang on and edge Taylor Gray by a 0.41 hundredths of a second. He is moving on to the championship four. And Pat, championship four for truck is getting tight now. Grant Enfinger locked in, and usual suspects are behind him right now. Corey Heim plus 30, Eckes plus 29, and Ty Majeski just plus 5. So, and your guy, Raja Karuk.
Majeski is literally the only one that should be worried right now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Heim, Eckes, and Effinger are up to the good.
Yeah.
Raja Karut, if he's consistent, he's only
Yeah.
5 points behind the line. So don't sleep on Raja.
No, do not sleep on Raja. And we do go to some favorable tracks. We only got 3 races left in the trucks this year. They're off the next 2 weeks before they go to Homestead, end of October. Then they'll be racing at Martinsville Friday night. And then the championship
If only
four.
they were go. If only they were going to Vegas because that's
Oh,
Raja Karut's favorite track.
yeah. Raja won there back in March. So, yeah, if they were going there, I'd easily take Raja to be a Final Four spot right
Though,
now.
I feel like Raja could be consistent at Homestead, Miami, and we'll see
Yeah.
Martinsville.
Yeah, we'll see. But we also go to some tracks that Ty Majeski is pretty good at as well. I believe he won at Homestead before, and he's pretty good on the short track. So do not count out Ty Majeski. But let's be real. I feel Eckes and Heim, with how they've been running all year, they've been the best of the best. I
They're
definitely,
clearly Heim or Eckes are the favorites to win it this year for trucks. I feel like it.
yeah, it's going to be one of them. I mean, they've combined for 9 wins on the season, and they're rivals. They don't like each other, so this is going to be a lot
Oh,
of
we
fun.
know, we know, we know.
Yeah, yeah, they do not like each other. Corey Heim,
If they
uh,
both are locked into the championship, which I believe they are, dude, this is going to be bumping and banging at Phoenix.
and yeah, we saw what happened with Corey Heim there in the Truck Series finale last year, which was,
Oh, that was a disaster ending.
yep, yeah, that was not a good, that was not a defining race for, that was actually a very defining race for Corey Heim, just in all the wrong ways that really changed my opinion on him. I kind of liked him leading up to then, and then after that race, I was like, no, I'm sorry, buddy. I can't support you. But especially with how he's kind of been a little bit of a crybaby at times this year. Went after Eckes for a little bit of hard racing at yeah, you got that crybaby face going there. Yep. So but hey, Corey Heim, may not like him as a person, but as a driver, he is a heck of a talent. So we gotta respect him.
Yeah, no, Enfinger, Heim, and Eckes are for sure locks for
Yeah.
the championship four. We'll see what happens at the fourth spot. That fourth spot is
Yeah. That 4th spot is up
I
for grabs.
wouldn't even sleep on Taylor Gray either.
No, no, I would not sleep
Yeah,
on
Majeski, Caruth, or Taylor Gray. One of those three is gonna get it.
Yeah, Taylor Gray. I think Tyler Ankrum, he's had a good year, but I don't really see him winning the next couple races. And Nick Sanchez has also had some good runs, but I think the magic's run out for him. Sorry, Nick. I wanted to root for you this year, but kind of came up a little bit short there.
Yeah,
But
they have a lot of catching up to do if they want to get there, and I just don't see it happening.
no, I don't see it unless Majeski, Roger, Taylor Gray really struggles in the next 2 races. But that's all up in the air. So congratulations, Grant Enfinger, back in the championship four, looking for redemption after getting screwed out of winning a championship last year at Phoenix, thanks to Hocevar and Corey Heim, which we all know how that went down.
Well, Hocevar admitted he fucked up.
Yeah, Hocevar admitted that he screwed up. Corey Heim,
Unlike Heim.
yep. Heim had to be a little liar on national television and lie to it and still get penalized and lose 2 spots in the process. So, yep. Sorry, Corey Heim. You'll be in the playoffs this year, but congrats, Enfinger. And that is actually his team, CR7. That's their first ever Truck Series win. So kudos to them getting it done at Enfinger's home track of Talladega. So bravo to them. All right. Pat, let's shift gears now. Saturday racing. We had the Xfinity Series return to Talladega in the fall race for the first time in 2 years. And oh, buddy, was this fun? This was something special here.
Why were they not racing Talladega last year? That to me is a crime. If you're not going to race any Xfinity races at some big tracks, you just committed a major
Yeah.
crime scene right there.
Yeah, that I don't fully get why they took a gap year and racing at the fall race at Talladega, but whatever. NASCAR's made some questionable decisions, but hey, not with this one here. This one
Fucked
was
up.
pretty respectable. Had to move locations here. Apologies for a little bit of a delay. Pat's Wi-Fi apparently doesn't like him, just like
My
Talladega does.
basement Wi-Fi, my man cave doesn't like me for some reason.
Yeah, it doesn't like you, just like Talladega doesn't like all these cars here. That's why so many cars went home with a bunch of scrapes on
Flops.
them. But already we had carnage on lap 42 after Chandler Smith won stage one. Parker Kligerman, playoff driver, goes around in turns 3 and 4, ignites a multi-car accident, and this was a prelude to start here for a very, very long day for Kligerman, needing a lot of playoff points to try and get his way to the next round, Pat.
Yeah, no, and then Parker, I'm in this crash, and really, and again, Matt, to me, it's just fucked up that NASCAR needs two super speedways in the playoffs.
Yeah, again, I mean Talladega I put in over Atlanta.
Well, Talladega, yes, you can have that, but sure Atlanta was the regular season. Well,
Oh
well,
yeah, no, Atlanta
for
for
cup
Xfinity.
for cup purposes, I think it's bullshit that Talladega that for cup purposes, I think it's bullshit that you have two super speedways in the playoffs, and I'm glad they're out. But yes, for Parker Kliger, man, I mean that wreck that hurts him, and not only that, which we will touch on this driver later. There are some big name drivers that are in trouble right now
Yes,
that
there
are
are.
below the cut line. These are names that are like, holy shit, who would have thought?
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on now. We had your guy, Austin Hill. He took home stage two. He loves it here at these tracks. He runs so good at them, but his run of luck wouldn't last for long. On lap 75, going into the tri-oval, he gets caught up in a multi-car crash, not of his making. Dean Thompson in the 26 pushing SVG gets him a little bit too much, sends him down below the yellow line in the tri-oval, and then Dean Thompson checks up. He gets punted from behind and ignites a multi-car accident. SVG was involved, as well as your guy, Austin Hill. So is Jordan Anderson, Josh Williams, and Taylor Gray. And Pat Austin Hill's car was fucked. I don't know how he managed to finish that race.
I don't know how he managed to finish that race either, but it's Talladega. A lot of people managed to finish that race because that was not. Dude. It's just like the fucking racing at Talladega is like the people dealing with those hurricanes in Florida. You got the. I'm serious. And no offense to like people down there, but you had Hurricane Helene, and now you got fucking Hurricane Milton, or if that's what you want to call it.
Yep. Yeah, that's yes. Hurricane Milton's heading down there right
Yeah,
now.
two hurricanes hitting Florida at once. That's literally fucking Talladega. All these
Yeah.
fucking wrecks.
Yeah, all those big wrecks there. And really quickly, while you bring that up, we'd like to send our quick thoughts out to the people down in Tampa, Florida right now, trying to weather out Hurricane Milton. You're in our thoughts and prayers, and
Yeah,
hope
we
you
got
stay
you,
safe.
folks.
Yeah, hope you stay safe and take shelter. We're praying for you down there right now. But yeah, that was just the start of the hurricane there. SVG, his race was done and over with. He was out. So is Josh Williams, Jordan Anderson, Taylor Gray.
Damn it.
Yep. Yeah, SVG. We're fortunate we go to a road course next week because
He's
he's going to need it.
probably going to win.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. We could definitely see it. Racing resumed again. We thought that was the big one, but no, we had an
Oh,
even.
it sounds like I got home in time for the North Central football game at a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Because with just 6 laps to go, we had the
Holy
big
shit.
one on the front stretch. Brandon Jones in that 9 car, trying to push, trying to do his team a solid before he heads back to JGR next season. Pushes his teammate Carson Quaffle down the front stretch past the start finish line and maybe a little bit too hard, sends Quaffle into the outside wall, creating a multi-car accident. Jones involved, AJ Allmendinger, Jesse Love, Kligerman was involved again. He had a very hard hit. Cole Custer, Matt Mills, Justin Allgaier, another playoff driver, got very torn up as well. So was Myatt Snyder and Austin Hill involved again. So and this was really just a push gone bad from Brandon Jones into the back of Carson Quaffle. That's really what set it off.
Yeah, no, I mean, you were talking. Thankfully, Allgaier and Hill, they still managed to finish in the top 25, which honestly, if you get involved in a fucking wreck and you somehow finish a top 25 at a super speedway, that's considered a win, to be quite honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, that's considered a win. Maybe not for Justin Allgaier though, because Allgaier
No,
needed.
yeah, he's that
Yeah.
he's in some trouble right now, as we're
Yeah.
talking about Justin Allgaier, because he is 7 below the cut line, which isn't too bad.
It's not too bad, but Pat, this is not a good sign for Allgaier at all. He
No,
has
not at all.
he has really struggled ever since he finished ever since he won Michigan, which you saw in person. He's only had two top tens, which was at Daytona and Darlington. Ever since then, he's had finishes of 30th at Atlanta, 17th at the Glen, 30th at Bristol, 36th at Kansas, and then 25th
Oh
last week at
boy.
Talladega. So this past month for Justin Allgaier, it has not been good in a season where, again, he looks like he can be the best car out there if we don't have a stage three. He wins so much of stage one and stage two, but whenever we get in the last stage, something usually happens to that seven car a
Well,
lot.
right now he's basically in a make or break situation coming up this weekend. A lot of drivers are in a make or break coming up this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of them are. I mean, a lot of them are. I mean, reason why people like Sheldon Creed, again, Sheldon Creed doesn't have a win to his name so far this year, and we don't know if that'll happen in his Xfinity career, but he's consistent enough. He's consistent top five, top tens.
Yeah, I mean right now he's fifth right now in the playoff standings, 32 points to the good. So he's a for sure lock for the next round. The big $1 million question is,
Yeah.
will he have enough for the championship
Will
four?
he have enough? That's the thing. But we've seen drivers break the system before and make it into the championship four. Can he do it again? I think it's possible, but do I
We
think that's
also saw Riley Herbst get that win last year at Vegas
yeah.
in the playoffs. Now Riley Herbst is in the playoffs because he wasn't in it last year
No, he
when he
wasn't
won
in
that
it.
race.
Yeah,
Now he
Riley.
is in it. Now he has a chance to do it again, but this time for an even better reason.
Yeah, yeah, because Vegas, that is Riley Herbst's home track, and that's his favorite because he runs so good at Vegas.
Absolutely.
That is a sneaky good track for him. So we'll see though. But Riley Herbst, ever since he won at Indy, which we saw in person, he's been
Did.
very inconsistent since then. He's he's a good driver. He's a really good driver, but he gets caught
He's
up.
20 to the good right now in the playoffs. So he's good for the next round.
He is, as of unless something catastrophic happens at the Roval, he is for sure. But
Fuck no.
oh God, yeah, I don't wish that upon him because I love me some Riley Herbst. He's another one of my favorite
Don't we
Xfinity
all?
drivers. Yeah, but this weekend it was not Sheldon Creed, nor Riley Herbst, nor even Justin Allgaier, not even Austin Hill came through. It was a driver that so
Sammy
many,
fucking Smith.
yeah, Sammy freaking fracking Smith entered the playoffs as the 12th seed, the last seed overall in the playoffs, wins his way
He
at
went
Talladega.
from 12 to 1 right now.
Yeah, Sammy Smith, just shot up a lot of power ranking boards, holding off Ryan Sieg, who finishes second again. Riley Herbst finishing third, Sheldon Creed, another top five and fourth, and his teammate Chandler Smith rounding out the top five. So Sammy Smith, hey, Sammy Smith's a quiet guy. Is he a consistent? No, but he's still a likable presence.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he was not a driver that any of us had expected to win.
No. We were expecting, Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier, Riley Herbst,
Jesse Love.
Jesse Love, who won here back in the spring. We expected to see one of those guys in victory lane. Fuck, Cole Custer. We
Yeah.
could have potentially saw him. No, out of all drivers, Sammy Smith.
Yeah. Sammy Smith, he got it done. He won it pretty good. And again, he's no slouch. He's won before in
No.
Xfinity. He's had some good cars under him in Xfinity. Won at Phoenix at the start of last year and goes to Junior Motorsports. I wouldn't say he's been horrible, but he's very quiet. He's been very pedestrian in that A car
Well,
this
he
year.
just got hot at the right time, let me tell you that.
Yeah, he really did. And right now, again, he's Brandon Jones for the second year in a row is the only driver at Junior Motorsports to not win a race. Actually, no. Josh Berry didn't win a race last year, and he was still at Junior Motorsports, so never mind. But Brandon Jones, still winless this year in Xfinity at Junior Motorsports. Do I think he will win? No, unfortunately not.
Same.
But Sammy Smith doing what Brandon Jones, Sheldon Creed, and a bunch of others, such as Ryan Sieg, could not do, and that is win. So Sammy Smith is now locked into the next round of the playoffs. He is the only Xfinity driver currently locked into the next round after Eric Almirola won at Kansas last weekend. So Sammy Smith, kudos to you. He was in this position a year ago, Pat. Almost made his way into the final four, dominated at Martinsville, but came up just short.
Yeah, now look at him now. He gets a big win at Talladega, avoids the two big ones.
Yeah. Do not count him out. Martinsville is a sneaky good track for me. He led the most laps in the fall race there last year and finished top 5. He needed to win that race, but couldn't. And then he led a lot of laps there in the spring and finished top 5. So do not count him out. Martinsville, which we go to second last race of the year, that is a very sneaky good track for him.
Also, not to add more insult to injury, but Sam Mayer also took a big hit this weekend.
Oh, yes. Yes, we got to talk about that. His teammate, Sam Mayer, it was not all roses at the Junior Motorsports shop. After the race at Talladega, Sam Mayer was penalized for a post-race inspection infraction. So Sam Mayer, who finished 16th at Talladega, was disqualified, and he will finish dead last in 38th. So, not looking good at all for the mayor, the future mayor of Haas Factory next season, because this does not look good for him at all. So let's take a look at the playoff standings here, Pat. Sammy Smith's locked into the next round, and the drivers who we see that are very comfortable on points: Chandler Smith in second, plus 64; Cole Custer in third, plus 37, tied with Austin Hill, who managed to fight his way home at Talladega. Behind them, Sheldon Creed. We called it. Creed's been consistent. 32 to the good, up in fifth.
Everybody so far is good right now, except for AJ Allmendinger.
Yep, AJ Allmendinger is just plus 7 to the good. He did not.
Because we're going to a specific someone's playground this weekend.
Yeah, yes. I would say this is AJ Allmendinger's playground because he's won in every Xfinity start he's made at the Roval, but we cannot count out the man, the myth, the legend.
I was just going to say, but I was not leaning towards AJ Allmendinger.
No. Anyone out there who saw previous Xfinity Roval races that thought we were, we're leaning towards the Kiwi man himself, SVG.
And I happened to see the Kiwi man win on a course this year.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. And that had to be a good time.
Wow, it's a blast.
Yeah, they put on a heck of a show there, but yeah.
Just wish you punted that ball to Lake Michigan.
Hey, it's okay. We have the Bears' current punter to do that for us now.
Oh, the way Tory Taylor's punting? Hell yeah.
Yeah, with the way he's doing it, we won't have to worry about SVG doing it anymore. Tory Taylor can do it. But yeah, AJ Allmendinger is just plus 7 to the good. Behind them, he's got some hungry competition. Justin Allgaier is minus 7. SVG, who we just talked about, is minus 10. Sam Mayer, who received the disqualification, is minus 13. And Parker Kligerman, minus 16. Those are the drivers right there. So it's still really anybody's game. And to be honest with you, I would also throw in maybe Riley Herbst and Jesse Love. They are not fully safe either at the Roval. I mean, we've seen if these guys have one mistake at Charlotte this weekend, it can really open the floodgates that something bad will happen to them in the playoffs.
Especially on a road course as well. I mean, we've seen chaos at this fucking road course.
Yeah.
We've seen people not make the first turn and bang into the wall.
Yep.
We've seen people overshoot the chicane.
Yeah.
4 years ago, we saw fucking monsoon at that track. Good Lord Jesus. I still remember watching that, playing that I was literally playing a drinking game for, all right, next caution, shot, next caution, shot. Like, golly, if I played that drinking game, I would have blacked out that night. That's how fucked that race was.
God, yeah, that race was fucked. I remember. The thing I remember the most was Riley Herbst insane mid-race interview after he punted Noah Gragson around. That was a thing of beauty right there. I know our buddy Ian will not like that at all. Sorry, Ian. I know you're a big Noah Gragson fan, but that interview was still a thing of beauty. That interview was still a thing of beauty. But yeah, this is anybody's race next weekend. I think really the top five after Sheldon Creed, I feel are safe, and then Jesse Love plus 22.
Jesse Love should be all right.
He should be okay, but again, he's been very hit or miss this year. He has been
Right.
very hit or miss. Riley Herbst is comfortable, but still needs to go out there and perform. AJ Allmendinger really needs to hope that SVG does not overtake him this weekend. That's what he needs to hope for.
Yeah, there's your big thing you gotta pray for right now.
Yeah, if you're AJ Allmendinger or you're on his team, and again, this is a little bit of a rivalry here because SVG, we didn't report on this earlier, but there is some tension between him with Trackhouse against Colleague right now. And AJ Allmendinger and SVG, they are technically teammates. They're actually teammates in Xfinity, but we saw some controversy with SVG's team after Indy. His car chief was let go by Colleague. That was a Trackhouse guy. Colleague and Trackhouse not really seeing eye to eye on terms from what we're hearing based on the rumors. So this
Uh-oh.
could get a little bit dicey here this weekend, Pat. It could get a little bit dicey.
Geez, I was gonna say Shane Van Gisbergen's been making
Yeah.
some friends this year. He was making friends with Austin Hill earlier this year. Now with AJ Allmendinger, oh boy.
Yep. 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 Yeah. So AJ and Shane, the road course leaners, this is going to be a fun one
This is
this
gonna be
weekend.
fucking funny.
Yeah, this is going to be fun this weekend, but we'll touch more on that in a second. But Pat, let's go to the main event, Sunday's Yellowwood 500 at Talladega. This was gearing up to be a good race, and it was an
Oh,
action-packed race.
dude, before the fucking wreck,
Yeah.
like the racing was fantastic. Four wide, a fuck ton of lead changes, dude.
Yeah.
That was
That
rough.
was epic, but it wasn't all good for one driver, and that driver happened to be the guy who I picked for my paint scheme of the week, mi amigo, Daniel Suarez. In pre-race inspection, Suarez's team made an unapproved adjustment. It was basically a penalty consisting I forget what the penalty was. I believe it
I
was
forgot to.
I forget. I believe the team lowered the roof of his car just a slight bit. NASCAR found that in pre-race inspection. That's a no-no. So Daniel Suarez had to go to the back, and he also had to serve a pass-through penalty at the start of the race. And this is not the track that you really want to do that because he lost touch with the pack. And on lap 11, lap 12, he gets lapped by the leaders going down the backstretch, and he tries to get into the middle of the racing line to get in with the draft. And this was a boneheaded decision here. Pat just completely comes up in front of BJ McLeod trying to get in the draft, but his car wasn't up to speed. You could tell he was not up to speed with the rest of the leaders.
Yeah, like the way he was falling back in the race, I'm surprised he didn't. I'm surprised he didn't cause an early big one.
Yeah, that was very close to it being a big one
That's
because,
on you, Suarez. That's on
yeah,
you. You made a poor decision to literally stay in between the cars who were, going faster than you because, you were just completely falling back.
yeah. And
I'm surprised he didn't cause an early big one. I'm really surprised.
that was almost a big one though. That could have been a big one right there. Had
Exactly.
Yeah, because that was just stupid. He came right in front of BJ McLeod, hit the wall, and then spun down into the turn three grass. And it was not a good start at all for Daniel Suarez. And the NBC broadcast team, they hit it perfectly on the head. If he just lets the leaders go by and picks up the
Yes, because
last,
he was already behind. I don't know what the
yeah,
fuck he was doing in the middle of the pack.
yeah, he just lets the leaders go by and he picks up the draft at the end of the pack and he stays with them. He would be the first car lapped down at the whenever a caution came out and he would have gotten the free pass and gone back on the lead lap. But that was a act of desperation right there on Suarez's part, and that ultimately cost him a lot right there. So, yeah,
Cost him a lot and cost him really the season.
yeah, this may have cost him the season. We'll see what happens at the Roval, but this does not look good for him right there.
Not at
But
all.
yeah, that was not a good thing at all for Daniel Suarez. So racing resumed, and Pat, this was a thing of beauty. We had four wide racing for
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised the four wide didn't even cause a big one either.
I know. So I was surprised too.
Everybody was racing really smart going four wide.
Yeah. For a
I was
four
scared at first thinking, oh, great.
yeah.
No. I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah, that was looking very, very, very scary. It was not looking. I was surprised they were able to make it work for like 20 laps, I believe it was. So it was just insanity that that was happening. That's some of the thing that we can see with this next gen car. This car, say what you want about it on some of the smaller short tracks, but on
Well, it is shit on the short tracks. We could all agree on that. But everything else, oh, spot on.
yeah, a lot of the racing with this car has been very good. Talladega, that was another example of it. So Michael Mc
Talladega,
Mhm.
is that?
I gotta go there and I gotta hear that song. Shit, dude.
I was blasting that song a lot last week, mainly because it was Vega week.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Literally everywhere I was going, whether it was for a drive on the way to a highlight, I was blasting that shit.
I don't blame you. It's Dago weekend. So Michael McDowell, my pick, he won the pole, he led 42 laps, was looking really racy early on. Chris Buescher won stage one, stage two commenced. It was caution free up until the very end. We had some controversy on the front stretch. Coming to end stage two, Ryan Blaney, last year's winner, getting a big push from Alex Bowman. This was very similar to Carson Quaffle and Brandon Jones in the Xfinity race. Alex Bowman just pushing Ryan Blaney, trying to get some more stage points, pushes him a little bit too hard, sends the 12 car into the outside wall head on, collects Ross Chastain, who led a bunch of laps early on. Joey Logano got damaged. Denny Hamlin actually got a bit of damage, as did SVG. And Ryan Blaney, his day was done at the end of stage two. His teammate Austin Cindric still won, but it was a very bittersweet end to stage two for Team Penske.
Yeah, Penske took a big hit this weekend. Oh, Ryan Blaney's okay. He's 25 points to the good.
And he still finished eighth in stage two, despite his car being
Yeah.
sideways at the start finish line. So he still managed to finish eighth and get some stage points there, but he was not happy with Alex Bowman. And he basically said it 48 car just basically fucking drove right through me and put me in the wall. And to Alex Bowman's credit after the race, he took responsibility for that and said that he shouldn't have done that. So kudos to Bowman.
No shit. Hacked it
God.
up.
Yeah, he hacked it up there big time. So yeah, that was not good there, but yep. Ross Chastain, who led a bunch of laps, his day was over. He finished dead last in 40th from first a week ago to riding dead last. So not
Wow.
no watermelons were smashed on Sunday, unfortunately. But stage three commenced. We had a lot of really hard racing again. Drivers were making some dicey moves. We had some pit stops at the end of the race. Some drivers were getting lapped. The leaders were going by them. It was looking like it was going to be a thing of beauty. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who was leading a lot of the race, he was battling with Bad Brad, Austin Cindric, Joey Logano, and a bunch of other drivers. And then with 5 laps to go, Pat, we got the huge one. This was
I was gonna
insane.
say, I think the huge one's a better way to put it than the big one, because Jesus Christ.
You know, do you remember Fox? NASCAR on Fox broadcast where every time there was a big one, Mike Joy, this was his famous catchphrase. He would always say, "It's probably easier to list the cars not involved." That was that wreck right there on Sunday. That was that wreck.
It was nearly almost the entire fucking playoff field.
Yeah, it
And we had a
literally.
feeling that the a majority of the fucking field was going to be involved in that wreck. And my God, they were.
Yeah, that what I remember. I saw the first replay. I was like, "Oh my God, that's literally the whole field." So going down the back straightaway, the cars basically what happened was the cars were getting around the lap car of Todd Gilliland, the lead pack. They were trying to get around Gilliland, who just came off of pit road after an unscheduled pit stop. And then what happened was Austin Cindric slowed up down the backstretch. He had to check up. He got way too far out in front. Brad Keselowski being pushed by Joey Logano caught up to the back of Cindric in a hurry. There's basically no reaction time, and Brad accidentally
I was
punted.
gonna say I wouldn't put anyone at fault. That was just hard racing that just turned
Yeah,
into the
yeah,
big one, unfortunately.
yeah. It was essentially just hard racing at the end, restrictor plate racing.
Yeah, no one's at fault for this, to be quite honest.
Yeah, Brad Keselowski accidentally punts Cindric around. Cindric spins in front of the
If
field.
Brad lifted, though, he would have wrecked.
Yeah, he would have wrecked because Joey Logano was all over the back bumper of his
Yes.
car. So notables involved in this wreck: Tyler Reddick. He had a big hit to the outside wall. He was unable.
Chase
Yeah,
Briscoe, Chase Elliott.
Chase
Fuck.
Briscoe, Joey Logano had a big hit to the inside wall. Austin Cindric, there were only two playoff drivers that were unable to finish the race that were involved in that accident. That was Cindric and Logano. Harrison Byrne
Yeah.
was involved. Ryan Preece was involved. Josh Berry, Michael McDowell, Daniel Hemrick. Those were the other drivers involved that were
I'm kind
unable
of
to finish
shocked.
the
I'm kind of
race.
shocked Elliott was able to finish it. That car was fucked.
Yeah, Elliott hit the inside wall pretty hard, but he still
Yeah,
managed
I
to.
thought he was going to avoid it the way he was going. I was like, oh, and then boom. I was like, God
Yep,
damn it.
yep.
Him and Trace Briscoe tried to finish the race, which I respect, but
Chase Briscoe, that was a nice throwback scheme to Tony
yeah.
Stewart's
I'm
old
a little
car.
surprised they were able to finish the race, considered how some drivers have wrecked and they weren't able to finish. But
Yeah, literally
you
the
know what? You know what the fuck do we know?
yeah, exactly. What the hell do we know? But literally there were a lot of torn up cars from this wreck, but the only one Pat that really took like a big hit at the end there was Joey Logano, whose car went head on in that inside wall. Chase Elliott also hit it pretty hard. John Hunter Nemechek
Well,
got a
Joey
lot of
Logano doesn't like
damage.
Talladega anyway. Son of a bitch went flying back in the spring of 21.
Oh yeah, yep, I do remember that one. But yeah, Bowman was involved. Michael McDowell, who led the most laps, got wrecked. So did Busher, AJ Allmendinger, Harrison Byrne, John Hunter Nemechek, Bubba Wallace, who went backwards on the apron of turns 3 and 4 to try and get back to pit road. That was hilarious.
Yep.
Ian's driver, Noah Gregson, Daniel Suarez, his day just keeps getting better and better. He got involved in that wreck, but Daniel still managed to finish. Uh, he was a lap down. He still finished a lap down, but hey, it could have been worse. He still finished up in 26, so could have been a lot worse for him. Corey LaJoy, his car was pretty mangled up as well. Todd Gilliland, and it looks like Anthony Alfredo, Zane Smith, Martrix Jr., SVG, Christopher Bell, and Eric Jones all involved in the wreck. So a lot of carnage there at the end of the race. Red flag came out. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. leading the field took them back to the restart. And Pat, I would say this is another Talladega classic here. We had an insane three wide finish once again in 2024. We've been spoiled with a lot of these finishes this year.
We have been spoiled with a lot of these finishes this year. I mean, we saw it at Atlanta. Obviously, I was there for the Kansas finish this year. And then, of course,
Texas in the
this finish.
Xfinity, Texas
Good Lord.
Xfinity
Yep, yep,
race.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep, yep. There was that back in April.
Yeah. And this one, we had another thing of beauty here. It was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. against Bad Brad.
I
Uh,
thought Bad Brad had it.
I thought he had it too, but if here's the thing, Kyle Larson pushing Brad was given team orders not to push him hard because that would have been beating a Chevrolet teammate right there. So Kyle Larson kind of stayed off the back of Bad Brad just a little bit too much, so not to push
Fuck Kyle
Brad past.
Larson.
I know. Fuck Kyle Larson, but I kind of respect the move. You wouldn't really want to push a Ford past a Chevrolet teammate. Just
True.
I understand where he did it, and he was following manufacturer orders, which kudos to him. But Ricky Spenhouse Jr., as Kyle Busch likes to call him. But okay, let's check out the scoreboard this year in terms of wins. Ricky Spenhouse Jr. 1, Kyle Busch 0. Are you still gonna call him Ricky Spenhouse Jr. KFB?
Who the fuck would think that for this year?
Who would think that this year? Hey, he has more wins than you, KFB. I don't see you
Yeah.
winning at all this year.
Yeah,
But
you still happy, you still pissed, you still, you know, you still thought your little temper tantrum at Wilkinsboro was worth it earlier this year.
uh he's not gonna admit it, but I feel deep down he knows it wasn't right. But Ricky Stenhouse Jr. wins by 6/1000ths of a second over Bad Brad. And William Byron right back there in third, took him 3 wide to the end. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that was. Oh boy.
Yeah, we've seen so many close finishes at Talladega. We saw it last year with Blaney and Harvick before Harvick got disqualified at the end of that race. Saw it so many times in the past and got to see it again there. That this was another Talladega classic, Pat. We had hard racing, really clean racing for the majority of the race, 4 wide pack racing. We had the big one, and we had a photo finish to cap it off right there, which
Just what
was,
we expected for Talladega.
yeah, just what we expected right there. So we already covered the top three. Kyle Larson, fourth. That's his best restrictor plate finish, I feel. I think that is his best restrictor plate finish. I could be wrong, but
Sounds about right.
yeah, that sounds about very right for Kyle Larson. Eric Jones with a strong run rounds out the top five. Christopher Bell comes from that big accident to finish sixth. Justin Haley, huge shout out to him. Second start at Spire, he finishes seventh. Austin Dillon, the Silver Spoon kid, manages to finish eighth. Bubba comes back from that big one to finish ninth. And his car owner, Denny Hamlin, rounds out the top 10. So this was a thing of beauty here, Pat. This race, this is easily one of the best races of the year, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. We saw it coming.
Yeah, we definitely saw it coming. It was already marked on my calendar, and we got to see it in full swing, and it was just perfection. It was perfection. And
Absolutely.
I so need to go to Talladega, whether it be a spring race or a fall race. I need to be there to experience it because
It's beautiful, man.
it seems so beautiful. I know you've been there a couple times. I need to go there with you.
Yes,
So,
you do.
yep, I do. But let's take a look at the playoff standings going into the Roval next week. Pat, is the end of the round of 12. We have the round of 8 coming up after that. We've had no playoff drivers win so far in the round of 12. Ross Chastain won last week, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won this week.
Yeah, what the fuck? I just noticed
Yeah,
that.
it's like the round of 16 from 2022 all over again,
Oh, that
actually.
was beautiful.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Uh, yeah, we get treated again. The only driver who is locked into the round of 8 based on where he is in points is William Byron. He is plus 74 to the good. Other drivers are still comfortable. I feel like a lot of these drivers are still comfortable, but a lot of them need to do good next weekend. So Christopher Bell plus 57, Kyle Larson plus 52, Denny Hamlin plus 30. He's back in the mix somewhat. Alex Bowman, oh my God, he could be going to the round of 8 next week. He is plus 26 to the good. He's had an unbelievable playoff runs. He's finished in
These are drivers who are pretty consistent at road courses. So really, the standings right now, they should stand.
yeah, they should.
They should stand for how they are because all these drivers race really good at road courses.
They do. They do. And Alex Bowman, I think he's finished in the top 10 in both stages in all but one stage in the playoffs so far this year.
His win this year came at the street course.
Yeah. Alex Bowman can definitely be a contender at the Roval, but we'll see what happens. Ryan Blaney, he is still plus 25 to the good despite wrecking out at Dega. And this is where it gets a little bit concerning here, Pat. Tyler Reddick, the regular season champ, he has been very quiet in the playoffs. He's been a
He's been a
no-show.
no-show. Where the hell's he been?
Yeah, he is not
He
look
could be out this round.
he could be. He has not looked like the Tyler Reddick that we saw in the regular season. He is plus 14, and your guy who's had you have on right now, Chase Elliott, is only plus 13 to the good. But we go to a road course, so you never know what happens there. He could win it. He could win it.
He's won here twice.
He's won here twice,
Should have
but
been 3 times, but
yep. Yep.
someone threw a piece of debris in 2022, apparently.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Yeah,
But it did see Kyle Larson get knocked out, so I was at least happy for that.
yeah, yeah, you were happy for that. And then after that, Joey Logano, these are the drivers that are below the bubble. Joey Logano is minus 13. He could very well see his playoff run end next weekend and end the even year rise of Joey Logano.
Please.
I know you're hoping for that. Daniel Suarez, mi amigo, he needs to have a good run here. He is minus 20. Austin Cindric, who won stage 2 last week, but caught up in the wreck. He is minus 29. And Chase Briscoe, minus 32. So again, these are two guys that really haven't shown much on road courses. Really don't know what to expect from them.
Nobody knows what to expect.
Yeah,
Come the Roval.
Yeah, the Roval, we've seen a lot of heartbreak. We've seen a lot of chaos here in the past. And oh boy, I think we're going to get ready to see it again this weekend, Pat. We have the 2024. Oh my goodness. It's time for the 2024 Bank of America Roval 400 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, 109 laps around this track. We actually have Xfinity racing on Saturday and Cup racing on Sunday. So, Pat, I'm going to start with you. We'll start off with our predictions, our winners for both of the week for both races, and then we'll predict the 4 drivers from Xfinity and Cup who will not be advancing to the next round.
Sure.
Let's do it.
So we're picking. So we're picking the winners first for the Roval.
Yes.
All right. Well, this one for the Xfinity. This is a no-brainer. Shane Van Gisbergen.
All right.
The road course king is going to punch his ticket to the round of 8.
All right. All right.
For the Cup, this is tough. But you know what? This guy is always a dark horse in the playoffs. He's won on the Roval before. He's won at Charlotte Motor Speedway before. Give me Christopher Bell.
All right. Christopher Bell. He did win here back in 22. That's a very interesting pick. That
He also won the oval race in the spring in controversy fashion, even though he did deserve the win.
Yeah, he did deserve the win, but that was still controversial with NASCAR's decision to end the race when they did.
Yes.
Yeah, that was still very controversial. All right. I'm going to pick my winners, and then after that, we'll pick the drivers who will not be advancing to the next round. So for Xfinity, my winner, my pick to win Xfinity this coming weekend. Oh boy, I got to look up the entry list here just so I can get a good idea of what other drivers are. See if we have any road course leaners racing. Yeah, so don't really see too many road course leaners besides Austin Green. Connor Mozak is racing this weekend. That's nice. Um, you know what? This guy won at the Roval last year in Xfinity, made his way to the round of 4, and I'm gonna go with him again. He's going to defy all odds, and he is going to win at the Roval for a second year in a row in Xfinity. Give me Sam Mayer.
Considered the hole he's in right now, that'd be huge.
Yeah, that would be huge. He had a huge race last year at this track. He needed to win last year to get himself into the next round, and he got it done. So I'm going Sam Mayer here for this one. He's going to get himself going, and he's going to have a nice little end to his time at Junior Motorsports and go out with a bang. My Cup Series pick, my Cup Series pick for Sunday's race. You're going to be very happy with me. I'm going to go with a man who has won here twice before. He needs a good run to get himself secured into the next round. Ian and Nick, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I picked him on your show before and you were ready to excommunicado me. But you know what? I'm not on your show this week. I'm in a safe zone because this man is wearing is because the man sitting across from me on the computer screen is wearing this guy's hat. Give me Chase Elliott.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Yep. I am going Chase Elliott for this one. He's been very quiet ever since his win at Texas, but he needs another win to
He's been
shake things
quiet and
up.
consistent. Let's put it there.
He's been quiet and consistent, but you know what? He's going to break through again. I'm calling
I'd
it.
love to see it. And his last road course win was holy fucking shit. Was in July of 21 at Road America.
God, that's such a long time ago. He was such a he still is. He can still be a great road course driver, but
Yeah.
he's
What is
just
he? What
been
is he at? What does he have? 7 road course wins?
I think so, yeah, because he won at the Glen, he won at the Roval. I mean, he's won, God, and he won at Coda back in 21. I
Yeah, he
think
won
he
at Coda. Yeah, so he won at Yeah, the order. Yeah, he won at Watkins Glen in 18. Watkins. He's won at Watkins Glen twice.
hmm,
Charlotte twice. So there's 4. Coda makes 5. Um.
I believe he may have won at the Daytona Road Course back in 20.
Yes. So yeah. Daytona Road Course and Road America. So yeah, that's 7.
Yep, yeah, that's 7 right there. He won a Road
We
America
could see
back in.
8. We could see 8 on Sunday.
We could definitely see 8. You never know, but we go to a track that he runs really good at, so I'm gonna go Chase Elliott. I think he can do it. All right, so we got our winners for this weekend. Now let's take a look at Xfinity and Cup. Who are the drivers, 4 drivers that we see going home in both Xfinity and Cup Series playoffs? I'll start with you.
Call me crazy, but I think Riley Herbst and AJ Allmendinger are gonna be.
You think they're going to go? That's
Yeah,
bold.
they're
That's
they're gonna
interesting.
go, and the 2 that are gonna take those spots, Sam Mayer and Shane Van Gisbergen.
Okay, that's bold. So you're saying Justin Allgaier is not going to make it out of here alive?
Nope.
Yeah. I don't know what's been going on with Allgaier. He's looked very off ever since he won in Michigan. He has not had the season that he was hoping to have. And he's going to be an Xfinity lifer and he's made a good run of it, but he needs to try and get his way to a championship. But yeah, it's not looking good for him right now.
Yeah.
All right. I second you on Kligerman. I think Parker just doesn't have enough to make it in.
Yeah.
But you know what?
But yeah,
I'm
no, yeah, yeah, no. Clickerman's also out,
yeah.
and Allgaier too.
All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna I'm gonna go with you just on Kligerman, and I'm gonna run the table on the other 3 drivers. I think the 3 guys above the cut line are going to struggle this weekend. I think Jesse Love is going to struggle. I think
Really? You see Jesse Love not making it through?
Jesse Love is hit or miss. He runs good. He has a lot. He's very hot and cold. He runs good. And I understand he's a rookie. I think he has a bright future ahead of him. I think he's a hell of a race car driver. But he has been very, very hot and cold this year. If he makes it past the round of 12, I don't see him making it past the round of 8. I really don't. But I can definitely see him struggling this year. And I agree. Riley Herbst this has not been a good track for him. He has struggled at the Roval quite a few times. He got eliminated here in the playoff race back in 22. Um, he's had some bad luck, and AJ, the magic is not there for AJ Allmendinger. It's just not there this year. I know he's won at every Xfinity start he's made at the Roval, but it's not going to happen this year. That streak's going to
Nope,
end.
not at all.
That streak is going to end. Sorry, AJ. I mean, I I think you have an insane personality, but I just don't know how you're going to do it. But I'm definitely taking Allgaier, SVG, and Sam Mayer, making it to the round of 8. And those 3 drivers I can definitely see running into trouble this weekend and missing out.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, Jesse Love, I feel, is probably the lesser likely to happen, but it's still very possible.
Right.
It's still very possible. All right. Let's move over to Cup now. Pat, who are the drivers that you see not advancing?
Really, I feel like it's how it is right now. Logano, Suarez, Cindric, and Briscoe. I'm in. William Byron, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott. I'm in. I just don't see those guys getting knocked out this round. I just don't see it.
No. I mean,
It's really hard to pick one of these drivers getting knocked out. The only driver in that's in right now that I could possibly see struggling and getting knocked out is Alex Bowman.
yeah, but
That's
Alex
the
Bowman
only
he's been consistent.
I know, but that's the only driver I see getting knocked out.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm feeling a little lucky here. I like everything that you said. All these guys have been very consistent. But I'm looking at recent weeks in the playoffs. And this guy, the magic has really worn off him. I don't know what happened to him, but I know he is a road course leaner, but I really don't know how he'll respond this weekend. He's never won here before, yet he's won at a couple other road courses. But call me crazy. Call
I respect that. I know who you're going towards. I
call
respect
me
it.
call me crazy, but I can definitely see Tyler Reddick running into more trouble this weekend.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It is
I
possible. Dude's been a complete no-show in the playoffs.
yeah, he really has.
I see it.
Yeah.
So yeah, drivers like Alex Bowman and Tyler Reddick could possibly get knocked out because
Yeah.
don't sleep on people like Daniel Suarez or Chase Briscoe because they race good on road courses too. Obviously, they need to stay out of trouble, but
Well,
sleep on
I
those guys.
yeah, I mean, I don't know who, but I feel either Logano or Suarez, depending on how they do this weekend at the Roval. If Reddick runs into trouble again, either one of those guys can overtake Tyler Reddick for that playoff spot. Because Tyler Reddick has not he's looked a lot less like Tyler Reddick and a lot more like Bubba Wallace, who's
Yes.
yeah, and Bubba has been very hot and cold this whole season, and Tyler Reddick in the playoffs has been very hot and cold so far. So I that's just I that's a, I don't know what happened to that 45 team. They won the regular season title. It was like, yay, mission accomplished. We could just sit back now and
It's
relax. But
like they
it's
were
like,
satisfied, but they haven't
yeah,
worked. But they just haven't done shit since.
yeah, they got a little bit too cozy before it actually counted, I think.
Yep.
So I can definitely see that 45 team running into trouble this weekend, but we'll see
Oh,
what
100%.
happens. We'll see what happens, Pat. That's gonna get us to the end of the show. Pat, Roval's coming up this weekend. It's gonna be fun. Before we end it though, let's get to our winners and losers of the week. I'll start with you, Pat. Who you got?
I'm in my winner. Gosh, you'll love the Ricky Stenhouse.
All right. All
Getting the
right.
big win at Talladega Superspeedway. Sure, he's not in the playoffs, but he got it.
Mm.
And well, this is tough. But my loser, I'm sorry, but it's gonna have to be Amigos, Daniel
Ah,
Suarez.
you took my loser of the week. Hey, that was going to be my loser of the week. Man did not look good at all.
Oh, it literally was a disaster from the start.
Yeah, that was not a good race for him at all. Daniel Suarez has been very inconsistent, but we can definitely say that was a low point of his career, one of his low points.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, if he could be out of a ride after next season if he doesn't get
Yeah,
it together.
yeah, he very well could be. I could
Which
see.
sucks because I love Daniel Suarez.
I do too. Do I think it'll happen? No, because he brings a lot of merch and a lot of revenue to Trackhouse because he's a likable guy, but is it possible? Yes, it is still very possible. So I could see that happening, but okay. My winner of the week, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Granite Finger and that CR7 team. They are,
Nice.
yeah, they look really good. Granite Finger has done wonders to that team, and he got them their first career win this weekend at Talladega. So kudos to him. Very happy for him. My loser of the week, it was gonna be Daniel Suarez with that boneheaded move he had at the start of the race, but because you took that, I have an honorary in mind. I'm gonna go with Justin Allgaier. Dude has really turned it off since the end of the regular season. He has not been good and continued this weekend getting caught up in the big one at Talladega. So, Justin Allgaier, uh, tick tick, buddy, because you're not going to be racing forever, and your chances of winning an Xfinity Series title are starting to fade away like that.
Yeah, it could be done this weekend.
Could be done this weekend, so see how you do at the Roval, but I don't know. It's a very uphill battle from there. But all right, everyone, that's gonna take us to the end of the show. Thank you so much again for watching. Hope you enjoy. Excuse me. Hope you enjoyed the Roval this weekend. Hope everyone enjoyed Talladega last weekend. Thanks again for watching. As always, I'm Matt Lauterbach, and joining me from the other side of the computer screen.
I'm Patrick Codo.
All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.